Hello everybody, good afternoon. I'm doing it a little early, just a day. That way tomorrow I can relax, not have to worry about working the bees. So we're just going to do a quick peek-see, make sure everyone looks okay. Everyone's all hunky-dory. Hopefully not too involved today, at least I'm not counting on it being very long. Y'all look pretty good. Strips are going to be coming out soon. But this one, I swear it had another strip. What did y'all do to it? Well, we're going to move this middle frame. About to have some babies hatch. And make sure there's nothing in that queen cup down there. Nope, y'all look empty. Alright. Oh, and my queen's right there. Oh, that's funny. Hold on just a second. There's my queen. Hey Grandma, there's the queen, everybody, right there in the middle of the screen. Hey James. Alright, so this hive is looking really good. Alright, we're gonna keep an eye on her. Gently does it. That hive looks pretty good. We'll be able to move those strips out. Technically, I think Monday will be day 42, so we're going to let them go one extra week. They look pretty good, that hive does. I imagine that's what everyone looks like, but just to be sure. Basically what I'm doing is keeping what I'm looking for mainly right now is make sure they're not too overcrowded and make sure I'm not seeing too many beetles, because towards the end of summer your bee count will go down a little bit because your queen's not making as many bees because the flow is not there, so they're not feeding her as much. But I believe these ladies filled at least one super full again. I'm gonna check a couple frames over because I think I see some empty ones, so this probably could be a brood frame maybe, or they're just not. There we go. Not necessarily a brood frame, but it's got some drone in it. I think we're okay numbers wise. Honestly, I didn't see any beetles, so that one's fine. What I don't want to have happen is them have no room for bees and a bunch of room for, or have too much room, which means beetles could come in. So if I see that they're not even guarding the top and there's a bunch of beetles, I get a little nervous. But these guys are pretty good at filling them all up, it looks like, with propolis. Alright, so let's see what you guys got. Please be full of eggs. No, nuts. You guys are filling it with honey, which is fine. Well, at least I know you guys have food. What do you got here? Some comb, brood comb. Alright, not bad. So again, these strips will come out next week. Right back. There we go. Again, no beetles, so I'm not concerned. They're keeping their numbers low. Not too overcrowded. Yoo-hoo. Okay. Alright, that wasn't that many beetles. That was some beetles. Enough of that. I think we're doing okay. They're using these top ones as brood, which is what I wanted them to do. So all right. Hive number 5. I may have to go down to another box just to peek. Let's see what this one looks like. No, this one. That's not the one I want. There we go. Ooh, that's a lot of drone comb. Why? Why make drones this late in the season? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to another box because that's a lot of drone. That's like a whole frame of it. That's a whole honey frame. I say it's honey frame, but it might not be. It just is really thick. Ooh. They're just producing way more. But I see a couple eggs in the lower, so I think we'll be okay. This next frame will tell me for sure though. Yep, we're fine. We just have an awful lot of drones. That better be an empty coon cup. It is. All right. Okay. I was getting concerned because in the springtime when I see lots of drones, it's usually a sign of swarming or getting ready to swarm. In the summer, they start to give the guys the boot. But I think we're okay. All right. There we go. All right, so I think this hive's okay, even though I have 3 more to go. I hit a low spot in my yard. Hold on. Let's try there. again, I think this one's all just honey as well. I won't go into the bottom box for this one though, just because I'm not super alarmed with the numbers. I mean, they seem pretty full, so they beard on the outside, not excessively, so I think they are okay. Now this one was a combined hive, this next one, and so they technically, what I may do, if they don't need two supers, I may just move a super over to the hive that only has the brood box. Alright. Now this one I am going to go down to the next box because I know this one is a honey super full of honey. Good news is I don't see beetles except for one. It'll be a dead beetle. Alright. So, theoretically, if they're not using this one though, like I said, I will probably take it over to the other. Yeah, they haven't used this one. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, there's nothing in that. Super. What I'm looking for is eggs. Numbers look fine, so all right. probably don't need these strips on this just because they're not using it for brood chamber. They're using it for honey or nectar. But might as well treat them. All right. Checking to make sure the queen's not in here. Not many bees, so highly doubt it. No eggs. We're gonna go move this over here. I'll be right back. All right, that was the right decision. There's actually way more beetles on that frame that I pulled out, or that box, so they definitely don't need all that room. All right. Last one. Oh, that's hot. Alright, not worried about their numbers. And I think they're fine, just from what I see up here. Best thing though is no beetles. This is one of the ones that has dirt underneath, or grass, not necessarily dirt. Just cleaning off the problem. Put the lid on. So I worry about this hive and the little hive that you're going to see again in a second, just because I really do think having concrete under them is better. Alright, so they look good. And the last thing is to give the first hive more room. And honestly, some resources. So. Not that they're super crowded, but in there. They'll have some resources. hopefully their queen will go up here and start laying some and build up those numbers just a little bit. Other than that, that's all we're gonna do for this weekend. Hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend. Have a good Sunday tomorrow. Today was National Honeybee Day. Guess I should have started with that. So say hello to your local beekeeper. Love them. Bee Friends Farm had a huge event today. It was, I thought, successful. Really cool. So I hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend.